Welcome to the session on wave propagation. Wave propagation is one of the most important application involves long distance communication by means of electromagnetic waves. The electromagnetic spectrum encompasses a frequency range from smaller frequency of a hertz to 10 power 20 hertz and even more. The term radio wave is applied to EM waves in the frequency range from 0.001 to 10 power 16 hertz. When the radio waves is radiated from the transmitter antenna, it spreads in all the direction, decreasing in the amplitude with increasing distance between the spreading of electromagnetic energy through a longer surface areas. By its properties the and environmental conditions, the EM wave propagation is morely propagated. The radio waves from the transmitter antenna may reach to the receiver antenna following any of the three modes of propagation, depending upon several factors like frequency of operation, distance between transmitter and receiver, and even environmental conditions, etc. The ground wave propagation is the wave that is guided along the surface of the earth. Surface wave penetrates the propagation around the curvature of the earth. This mode of propagation exists when the transmitter and receiver antennas are close to the earth's surface. The ground wave propagation usually uses vertical polarization and having a range up to 2 MHz. In skywave propagation, EM waves reaches the receiver point after reflection from the ionization region in the upper atmosphere, also called as ionospheric propagation. Situated between 50 kilometers to 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface, having a range of 2 to 300 MHz. Now coming to space wave or tropospheric propagation. EM waves from the transmitter antenna reaches the receiving antenna either directly or after reflections from the ground in the Earth's troposphere region. It is 16 kilometers above Earth's surface. Multipath propagation is present in this propagation mode, both in direct and indirect ways. Direct line of sight, and in indirect it may be through ground reflection. Strength of the signal at the receiver may be stronger or weaker because the wave are constructively added or destructively added also in this region. Modes of propagation structure is shown here, where the lower one is ground wave propagation, then you'll have space wave propagation, and then your skywave propagation. Coming to detailed description about skywave propagation, this is otherwise called as ionospheric propagation also, and it is ranging from 2 to 30 megahertz. It places 50 to 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Ionosphere acts like a reflecting surface and is able to reflect back the EM waves of the frequency between 2 to 30 megahertz. If EM waves of frequency more than 30 megahertz are not reflected back for the ionospheric region, rather they are penetrated through it. This is otherwise known as shortwave propagation or ionospheric propagation. Long distance point-to-point communication is available, and multiple reflections of sky waves supports around the globe communication, and fading is also one of the problem faced in skywave propagation. Coming to the structure of ionosphere, upper part of the atmosphere where ionization is appreciable is known as ionospheric layer, absorbs large quantity of heat or radiant energy from the sun. This is not only heat that atmosphere does not produce ionization, that is from formation of positive or negative ions. Ionization region consists of free electrons, both positive and negative ions. The ionizing agents present in this layer are UV radiations, alpha, beta rays, cosmic rays, and even meteors. At lower pressure, gas molecules may release one or more electrons. Positively charged particles acts as a donor and negatively charged will act as an acceptor. Ions or electrons and atoms in a gas are constantly in motion. Frequent collision occurs between them and the process of recombination takes place. Once a molecule is ionized, it does not remain in that particular stage. And the ionization is between 50 kilometers to 400 kilometers. Sky waves of different frequencies are found to return to Earth after different heights, that is ionosphere having different layers where it will get multiple reflected, and each layer has its critical frequency above which it can penetrate. Layers of ionosphere. The figure indicates different layers evolved in your ionospheric region. Let's start with D layer. It is in the range of 50 to 90 kilometers. During daylight, it presents and disappears at night because of recombination rate is high in the daylight, and ionization density is maximum at the noon. Its electron density ranges from 10 power 14 to 10 power 16 per centimeter cube, and electron density is not maximum in this layer. Ionization is due to Raman and alpha radiations from the sun. Reflection of very low frequencies and lower frequencies, and absorbs only medium frequency and high frequency signals. The critical frequency is 100 megahertz, 100 kilohertz. Coming to the next, that is normal E region, which is having a range of 90 to 140 kilometers. During day hours, it has maximum ionization, which has maximum effect on the direction of propagation of radio waves. During night, and it attains weakly ionization. Kellin and Oliver independently predicted in 1902 this layer, and this E region is also known as Kellin heaviside layer or region. Electron density is low in winter and high in summer. Electron density of E region ranges from 4.5 into 10 power 5 during day and 5.5 at night. Ionization by soft X-ray radiation happens. It reflects high frequency waves, and the critical frequency of this region is 3 megahertz to 5 megahertz. Next comes sporadic layer, ES layer otherwise. The range of this layer is 90 to 130 kilometers. Occurrence in the form of clouds over in the size above 1 kilometer and several hundred kilometers across it. Occurrence is unpredictably observed in both day and night hours in this season, in any season. Thunderstorms or geomagnetic disturbances are the cause of ES informations. ES is a very thin layer and high ionization density. Electron density is 10 times to the normal of E layer. And here very high frequency signals are reflected back with a structure of M type. Coming to the next, F1, F2 and F regions, or simply Alptone regions. The range of this regions is from 140 to 400 kilometers. Maximum ionization occur at an average height of 270 kilometers. Only region remains ionization irrespective of hours of day or season of the years. Coming to uh, uh, F regions, it was just split into two, F1 and F2. F F1 region is ranging from 140 kilometers to 250 kilometers and its average height at 220 kilometers. Its critical frequency is from 5 megahertz to 7 megahertz, where electron density is ranging from 2 into 10 power 5 to 4.5 into 10 power 5. Here, high frequency signals are absorbed. Coming to F2 region, electron density is 3 into 10 power 5 to 2 into 10 power 6 and the critical frequency is 10 megahertz. It formed by ionization of UV, X-rays and probably radiation, cosplare radiation. Reflecting medium frequencies happens in this particular region. And the last region is outer atmosphere or G region, which is above 400 kilometers, consists of charged particles trapped by terrestrial magnetic field having the shape of magnetic lines of force. These are the layers present in troposphere or simply skywave propagation. Thank you.